Hi, this is Jessa, and I've had over, I don't know, the past year or so, everybody knows I've been reselling, and plus people know I did Etsy and eBay back in the day with just spellcasting and readings and stuff like that, but now everybody knows I resell, so a lot of people have had a lot of questions about how it all works, and from shipping to what sites to use, fees, etc., etc. You know, I have a Instagram and people will see me mailing stuff out and they're like, how are you doing it? There's a million ways to do it. I'm going to go through some of the alternatives. I'm going to tell you how I do it. But there's like literally thousands of YouTube videos on Poshmark ambassadors and Macari and Vened, Depop, Kitty Zen, everything. Here is just some of the basics. We're just going to go like if you've never done reselling before. I'm not talking to people that already do it. I'm talking to people that just kind of want to try to start doing it and might have stuff in their own closet they're not even sourcing yet. And sourcing is like when you go to yard sales and thrift stores to purposely buy to flip. Okay, you've all heard of flipping houses. Basically, all resellers do is flip either things in their own closet. Now, you're really not flipping those because you're probably never going to get what you paid for. But when you go to yard sales and you buy, say, a purse for $5 and you try to sell it for $10, it's the same as flipping a house. Like, you might even, clean it up a little bit, make it shiny, pretty. And then you try to make more than you paid for it. That's all it is. You're just trying. Now, there's high-end resellers that resell things like Gucci and Chanel and stuff like that. Okay, that's not me. I can't afford to, invest in anything. Sorry, my hair really is kind of crazy looking right now. Invest in anything that expensive. So well, first of all, I started way back in 2006 on eBay. I was looking to buy something and I accidentally ran into a spellcaster selling a money spell. And I didn't even know people did that online. And me and Aaron had just started the Real Witches channel, which was really just following us around as mothers and witches and seeing how like normal we were and trying to break some of the stereotypes and myths about witches. So we already had that going on. Well, I had gone on eBay and I saw ridiculous things. Like, I followed the money spell and went and looked at a bunch of what I didn't even know existed spellcasters on eBay, and it was absolutely like con artists and scam artists, and being a witch, I knew they were. So I put myself out there and I'm like, no, this is not how it works. It's just not how it works. And I started doing the Real Witches on eBay and doing spellcastings for money to try to keep people away from the scammers, which grew into a whole business me and Aaron, I don't think, ever saw coming, and would pretty much take over the rest of our lives until eBay finally banned it. And then we went to Etsy, and we were there for years until they finally banned it. And now I think I think she does readings on Etsy, and you can get spell work through her readings. I tried to sneak back on Etsy through a different account and got banned for life, so I'm not there anymore. I'm on Artfire and IndieMade, which I'm still working on my IndieMade shop because IndieMade's really hard. I don't suggest IndieMade unless you know a lot of SEO stuff and building your own websites and stuff like that. It's a little bit harder. It's not like eBay or Macari where you're just using an app and you just put in take pictures and describe and set your price and boom, it's on. IndieMade's a little bit harder, but I'm slowly trying to understand it. Artfire, you don't get a lot of traffic, so you're relying on already being semi-famous for spellcastings or readings. So I don't recommend Artfire as a place to start. I've heard Bonanza is actually for spellcasters and readers. Fiverr and Bonanza is probably where you want to be. I hate Fiverr. I can't stand Fiverr. Number one, I don't do shit for $5. But, well, sometimes in reselling I do, but not spiritually. I only make $5 a spell, so I wouldn't make anything on Fiverr. I'd just be doing free spell casting, which I don't want to. I like the $5 I make. I recycle it back into my own witchcraft, which we've discussed before. But anyways, but I'm not here to freak anybody out with the spell casting or the readings part. Some of the products I do resell are metaphysical in nature, tarot cards, some candles, some powders, some oils, stuff like that. But a lot of my shops actually focus on vintage clothes, boho, hippie, witchy, Stevie Nicks-y, you know, the whole thing, all the way to comfortable office clothes. I used to work in offices, all the way to, well, I have a Red Hot Chili Peppers on right now, but I'm actually a Nirvana fan, so grungy stuff, punk stuff, music stuff. I'm a big music head, so, you know, you'll see me with, like, a lot of music t-shirts and stuff like that. So, right now is a bad time. Well, it's going to be a new challenge. You'll see a lot less people selling stuff off Wish and AliExpress on these places because of China right now. But we're not going to go into that conversation. We will have, I would like to have a coronavirus, economical, Great Depression conversation and the use of witchcraft. And you have to remember the word witch, all it used to mean was wise one. It was just basically female Catholic women that, you know, knew a little bit about herbs and making people feel better while they were giving birth and stuff. So, you know, that's all a witch was. It's really not scary. But it just means we have a knowledge of a certain thing. And that knowledge has grown over the years with what we know now metaphysically and through physics and stuff like that. You know, it has expanded past herbs. But in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. No, in times of trouble, you know, it is still good to have an education in botany and herbs and things like that. And I don't mean the MNL, like, super expensive pyramid scheme herbs. I mean, like, stuff that actually, like sage, scientifically proven to antibacterial the air around you, things like that. Paleo Santia, things like that. Paleo Santia, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. I'm Irish. I pronounce everything wrong. And I have a speech impediment, so bear with me if I pronounce anything wrong. But there's a whole bunch of herbs. Turmeric, eating turmeric, we all know is amazing. So, you know, things like that. Your basics. Sunshine, vitamin D. It doesn't have to be complicated, you know. You don't gotta get some magical oil from the middle of a tree in Africa or anything. That's, I mean, I'm not saying there isn't such a thing, but, yeah. But we'll go into that at another time. I still want to get into that. I was going to get into orthorexia, but this may not be the right time for that because we might be facing some financial distresses, and we'll get back to that subject when everything's over. Okay. But anyways, we're not going to go doomsday tonight or Great Depression or anything like that. We're going to go back to reselling tonight. The differences in what sells where, shipping, fees, all that. And I should have written this all down on a piece of paper, but I didn't. I'm going to give you a quick overview. What you want to have just to start out for reselling is something to sell. And if you have enough of your own stuff stashed away in a closet somewhere, that's a great place to start. eBay, I prefer for, okay, there's different clothes. Okay, brands of clothes. You have your high-end brands, like I said, Gucci, Chanel, things like that. Poshmark's still a good place for that. eBay can be too, but you gotta watch for fakes on eBay. They don't authenticate quite as well as Poshmark. I still prefer, if I was going to go buy something, let's say I won a jackpot at the casino, and I really wanted a Chanel purse, I would go to Poshmark to buy it. Because I would feel the safest at Poshmark buying it. There's just a lot of protection for your high-end items there. That Macari and eBay and Vinted definitely not kitties, would have. Now, I'm not going to discuss Etsy because I have been off Etsy for so long. Etsy, whatever you want to call it. I guess Etsy. It's like Target. It's Target. It's Etsy. But Etsy. Whatever. I'm not going to discuss that. Because number one, it's changed over the years since I've been there. And I don't even know what's going on there anymore. So, like, every time I look up something on there, it's like 10 times cheaper back on eBay. And it's usually from AliExpress or Wish anyway. So, I don't really see that much special going on Etsy anymore. I'm pretty sure anything you see on there, you can find on eBay cheaper. So I'm not a big fan of it. And it's not just because they lifetime ban me. Well, that could be a little bit why. But at least eBay let me start over. But, yeah. Anyways. eBay, you're still going to get the most traffic. And probably show up in Google the fastest on your item. But they're selling an app. And you have to realize, okay, I work on phones and tablets. I do not own a laptop. So I run my businesses completely on phones and tablets. I do not have a laptop. So I only use sites I can run by phone. And the eBay selling app, like, they ask you so many freaking questions. Oh my God. Depending on what you're selling. But really, like, eBay can, like, get way too personal about your item, and it takes 30 minutes to list something on eBay where it does, like, 5 on Mercari. So, you know, eBay, I'm really lazy. And there are listing fees on eBay, plus final value sales. Plus, you do, to make it, you really need to offer free shipping. You can charge your buyer shipping. But I'm going to tell you, unless you're given a hell of a deal, most or have a really rare piece, you're running into a lot of competition on eBay, and I would go with free shipping as much as possible on eBay. I have a Chromebook on eBay right now, and I am even offering free shipping on that. It's a nice Chromebook too. And usually electronics usually are the best place for eBay still. Most people go directly to eBay when they're looking for electronics. They don't even go anywhere else. So if you're selling a phone or something, always go to eBay. Now, I don't know about selling it on Amazon. That's something I have not done. So that'll be something I'll either learn to do or you'll have to learn on your own. I know nothing about selling on Amazon. But as far as electronics, I take my electronics to eBay and eBay only. That's just me. It's the only place, and it's just the only place I trust for electronics. eBay has people's feedbacks like right up there, and they have my feedback right up there, so you can trust me, I can trust you. It's just, you've got PayPal, buyer guarantees, stuff like that. When it comes to electronics, eBay is the only place for that. So if you got an electronic, stick to eBay. If you've got something highly valuable, collectible-wise, that's not clothes, like Coca-Cola, vintage stuff, antiques, things like that, eBay is going to become your friend. The pain in the butt about eBay is you do need to weigh your items, and you do need to offer free shipping, and you need to decide how you want to ship it. You want to decide if you want to ship it internationally. You need to decide this. You need to decide that. There's a lot of decisions to make. So I recommend, you know, if you're selling bigger items, you can just get on a regular body scale and hold the item and do it. You know, take your weight, get off the scale, hold the item in the packaging and weigh it, because packaging does weigh, unless you know your packaging weight by heart. And, you know, these are for items over, you know, a couple pounds, and get your poundage. And eBay does have like a shipping thing, and you can put in your box's dimensions and how much the item weighs. And eBay will tell you how much it ships. And PayPal does offer some shipping discounts. So, you know, you'll know how much you're gonna, it'll give you a range of how much you're gonna be charged shipping. You want to work that into the price of your item. And then most of us that have been on eBay for a while, at least I get like, I think 100 to 50 to 100 free listings a month, sometimes 200 free listings a month. I haven't paid a listing fee like in forever on eBay because I don't list that many items a month on eBay. I list like per month, like 5, because eBay's like the last place I go. eBay's where I go when I get real desperate. I just kind of slam some stuff on eBay. But I don't even use that. Even if it's a 50 free item month, I don't even use all 50. So, yeah, I have plenty of free listings. You will get a final value fee. I want to say it's 10 to 12%. So you want to take that in mind. And then your shipping. So that's eBay. Mercari. I love Mercari.
Mercari's great.
Yeah, when I first started last spring, I had my son's bachelor degree graduation trip I wanted to pay for. So, and I was on the little Asian lady's No Joy giveaway. I gave a whole bunch of stuff away to charity and free groups. But there was some stuff that was kind of a value. And I was like, you know, I could get a couple bucks for the trip for this stuff. So I actually went, because eBay was all I knew at the time. I went on eBay and I listed some stuff. Well, while I was doing that, a jewelry seller friend of mine was kind of looking for some alternatives to Etsy itself because the selling fees on Etsy have gotten so high. And we kind of stumbled into this Mercari. And we're like, hey, this place kind of, the app is really easy to list on. Like, so easy to list on. You just take a picture. And Mercari had changed. When we first started, there was more like eBay on the shipping. But Mercari actually, now you just put in the weight of your object. And Mercari has their own prepaid labels. So as long as you have a printer, you just print it out. Kind of same with eBay and PayPal. You will need a printer. You don't have to have a printer. There's people that do this without a printer. But if you're going to be like a regular seller, I suggest getting a label printer or a printer. I have an HP, and I recently just joined the HP Ink Club. I get 100 sheets a month for $5, I think, plus some rollover ones. And if I needed to, I could go up to the $10 one. I think I get like, I don't know, 200, 300 sheets for that, or whatever. I don't even know, but it's like a couple bucks a month, and it automatically somehow like refills your ink for you. I don't understand it all, but I just recently did that because printer ink is expensive, and everybody swears this is like the cheaper route to do. So I have an HP printer, which I was able to set up without a laptop, just by typing in my Wi-Fi password, which was fun because it's like the old phones where it's like, you know, UWV, and you've got to hit it so many times and quick enough to get to the W from the U. Yeah, you remember the old school texting like that? Yeah, so that was fun. It takes me like half an hour to do it, but you can do it without a computer, which I didn't have a computer, so I needed a printer to be able to do that. I do not know about label printers. That's something, if my printer ever conks out, I'll check into, but I'm not there yet. So I just have a printer, HP printer, that I bought used off a friend. Anyways. Okay, so I would suggest a printer, some kind of body scale for heavier items, so you can weigh yourself, then pick up the item, package, and weigh it again and see the difference. And then a kitchen scale. You'll, you know, vice seller kitchen scale looking thing for ounces and grams and, yeah. And if you sell jewelry, you're going to need a lot of craft baggies, and you're going to become really suspicious looking, but it'll be okay. You know what you're doing. But no, a little kitchen scale. I thought I dragged mine out. I guess I didn't. It's a little kitchen scale, so you can measure gram, or not, it's ounces you're really after. You want to be able, if you're doing jewelry, to do ounces, because if you're under 4 ounces, it's pretty cheap to ship on Mercari. Mercari, if you're under 4 ounces, it's $2.99 to offer free shipping. Isn't bad on jewelry. So, but you want to figure that into your jewelry. So there's $3 extra you need to charge to cover that shipping. And Mercari, I think, is like eBay. It takes 10 to 12% out. I forget exactly, but there is no listing fees. And you can let an item sit on Mercari forever. Or you can be smart, and if it sits there for a couple months, and it's more than a couple months, more like 3 or 4 months, and it hasn't sold, you can delete it and relist it, and it'll push it back up into the search results. But because you're not having to pay for listings, that doesn't cost you any money to do. I sell on Mercari. When you first join, I'll put my referral link in the comments. Use my referral link because you'll get like a coupon, and that way you can like buy something too while you're on there. While you're learning to sell, you'll have a coupon to be able to buy something, which is really nice because you can buy some cool stuff on Mercari pretty cheap. I like Mercari. And I like that more people are getting into free shipping on Mercari because it's like eBay. It makes it easier on the buyer too. Buyers don't really like to pay for shipping. You could run 2 items, exact same cost. Buyer's going to buy the one with free shipping. We've discussed this on resale groups. Most of us, let's say, okay, somebody's listing 2 exact same items, 2 exact same necklaces. One necklace is $10 plus you're paying $3.99 shipping. The other is, so it's $13.99. The other is $13.99 with free shipping. We're all going to buy the $13.99 one with free shipping. Same price. But it's something ingrained, probably from Amazon, in the brain. Prime, anyways. It doesn't mean the item's coming any faster. They're being shipped the same way. But we all love free shipping. So that's just a thing in resale. Offer free shipping. If it's a choice at all, offer it. And we go into Poshmark and Vinted, which do not offer free shipping. The buyer always pays shipping. So you want your nicer items on Poshmark because the buyer is paying shipping. And nobody wants to pay shipping on a piece of crap item. So you're always going to put your nicer items on, your best items on Poshmark. But the Poshmark community is really cool. I may need to do a separate video on Poshmark because it's completely different than any other platform. Because it's a very social platform. If you're going to be a seller on Poshmark or a Poshmark ambassador like me, and I'm also a top seller, top sharer too, you're going to do this thing called self-sharing, which will take up a lot of your time. Hopefully you have a couple TV shows that you can watch and push share at the same time because you're going to spend hours sharing your closet sometimes. It's the only way to get sales on there. Good sales. You have to be able to self-share, and you have to be social, and you have to make friends. It's like high school. You're going to make cliques. You're going to join other people's follow me games. You're going to join other people's share games. It's a very social selling site. But if you get in good enough, that thing can really take off. Poshmark can take off. You can make some money on Poshmark, but you got to work for it, and it's unpaid work. And it is, I like to think of it kind of like a video game, like when I'm sharing my own closet. You know, I play like Animal Crossing, which is not the most intelligent video game in the world, and it's kind of boring. Like, you're basically just feeding animals. If you have animals at home, you'll feed your animals, and you go online and feed your animals. Poshmark's kind of the same thing. Like, you sit on Facebook sharing memes. Well, you sit on Poshmark just sharing your stuff to your followers. It's actually a lot like Facebook. But yeah. Now, on Poshmark, the buyer always pays shipping, but what's nice is Poshmark, you can use any kind of priority mailers, flat rates, non-flat rates, regionals, padded mailers, boxes, medium, large, small, all of that, which is all free from the U.S. Post Office. You just need to download the app and sign up for the postal store from the UPS, or United States Postal Service, USPS, and order priority mail boxes. You're going to use, if you're selling clothes, you're going to use small and mediums the most, but you want a few larges, you want a few shoe boxes, you want some padded mailers. If you're doing jewelry, you want a lot of padded mailers. You know, what's nice is because they're free, you can order giant amounts, and you can actually use your padded mailers to wrap up other things. Like on Mercari, like, is first class, so you reuse your Amazon packaging, or you just go buy, you know, regular manila padded envelopes. But inside that, you can wrap up your products in priority mail and stick them inside the non-priority mail, and they can't see that. But you can use it for extra air bubbling packaging stuff. And so that's all free. Poshmark being the fancier place where people are having to pay more shipping, They do like their stuff in tissue paper. They like thank you cards, handwritten thank you cards. Everybody that's a Poshmark seller is laughing their ass off right now. And there's controversy on the free gifting. Okay, it used to be kind of a thing on Poshmark, especially if you were selling high-end, to add a free gift. Usually a makeup sample, a perfume sample, a face mask. You know, something like maybe you've even gotten as a free gift. You just kind of re-gift. But some people don't like it. Some people do like it. Some people will actually complain if they don't get a free gift. Some people will complain about their free gifts. It was funny, a few months ago, it wasn't Halloween. This was after Halloween. It was actually January. Somebody must have had some leftover dollar store Halloween decorations. And, you know, we're all on this Facebook, you know, reseller group together, Poshmark reseller group. And this girl had sent out, like, this Grim Reaper, like, creepy free gift with, like, you know, like a freaking Lands' End shirt or something. And she just randomly picks this, like, really... You know, at first she said she sent out, like, a skull thing as a free gift. And we're all thinking, sugar skull, cute little sugar skull keychain. Oh, no, it was, like, literally a Grim Reaper. And she couldn't figure out why the woman... Oh, it was a pair of Paris Hilton shoes. Or maybe not Paris Hilton. Jessica Simpson shoes. Something like that. It made no sense whatsoever. So if... Don't just... put in a holiday decoration from a holiday that's not even happening, like a Grim Reaper. Like, on Halloween, if somebody was buying a Halloween-type bundle from you, okay, that would have made sense. But in January, when somebody's buying a pair of pink high heels from you, don't send them a Grim Reaper. It scared the shit out of her customer. And she comes on the group wondering what she did wrong. And I swear, like, the whole thread got deleted because like 1,000 people laughed so hard. Like, people are in tears laughing, and the jokes and the, oh my, it was, everybody that was there is laughing their ass off right now because they know what I'm talking about. It was the funniest thing ever on this Poshmark group. But we're all just like, why? Why would you pick that? So, no, and, you know, if... You have to be careful, too, because if you're sending out face masks and stuff, what are you saying to your customer? Are you assuming they're old? Are you assuming they need wrinkle cream? Because of what they bought. So, I suggest, unless you know your customer very well, and they've sent, like, if you're... I have some friends on Poshmark, we buy back and forth off each other, and I've said I like makeup samples. Like, they know I like makeup samples. They know I like face creams. They know I have eye bags. So I don't mind samples like that. And I've made that very clear to them. And they're actually very over generous with that. But they don't have to be. I would still buy from them. But, you know, it's just, I happen to mention it. And so they pick up on that. I'm like, oh, hey, you know, I can give her these makeup. And she's not going to be offended, you know. But don't expect free gifts. A lot of sellers will, especially if they're older school Poshmark sellers, because they're just kind of trained to. A lot of the newer ones have kind of tried to stop it and make it a little more simpler. Because Poshmark started really high-end stuff and then kind of went into the mall brands and then just kind of went, like, you got a little vintage boho now, things like that. Which sometimes can be expensive as a high-end, depending on how vintage it is or how cool it is. But, you know, you also have people, like, selling, like, football jerseys and stuff nowadays, too. It's swinging a little bit more towards Macari than it used to, which some people like, some people don't. I like it because I don't sell high-end. I sell, my highest end is mall brand. But, like I said, I specialize more in jewelry, odds and ends, household. When I do clothes, it's, I've got, like, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Nirvana, very rare Pearl Jam shirt right now, a lot of Burning Man. I live in Nevada, so Burning Man clothes, things like that. So I stick more, like, music festival, boho, that kind of stuff, Stevie Nicks stuff, and like I said, into grunge, into some, like, Duluth Trading Company. I had picked up, being a woman that loves her Duluth shirts because they got that little bit extra length and I'm long torsoed. And you don't have to tug them as much. They kind of like weigh themselves down somehow. I love me some Duluth. So I ran in some Duluth at the thrift shop that didn't fit me. I put it up, and I wasn't sure if it would sell on Poshmark. I was actually going to put it on eBay, but I tried it on Poshmark first, just because that app is it's even more easier than Mercari app. So I put it on that app first. It sold like, I don't think I ever sold anything as fast as I did my Duluth Trading Company women's t-shirts. I mean, they went like hotcakes. And I would have kept them for myself if they had been my size. They just weren't. But anyway, so there's other women out there that do love their Duluth. And there's women that, you know, like their whatever brand I was talking about before that. But anyways, it's kind of like Duluth. But anyways, I picked up some women's Carhartt shorts, new with tags today, that are really heavy duty. I think will work really good for female gardeners and postal workers and stuff like that, because they're really nice, you know, Carhartt, sturdy, stain resistant, like kind of Duluthy stuff. Anyways, so it doesn't have to be high end. It can be just I had two pair of mom jeans. I call them high-waisted Lee. Lee's not, you know, Lee's like Kmart, Walmart. Most comfortable jean by Lee. I expected these things to like just sit there forever. I don't even know why I listed them. They just weren't my size, so I went ahead and listed them. They were ones I had bought that just didn't fit me. So I actually bought for myself, but just didn't fit. So I had nothing. It was either list them or give them a thrift store. So I listed them first just to see. Sold like that. So sometimes you just never know. You know, you think you have something that's really trendy and in style. Well, guess what? There's 500 other people in Poshmark that have that same item. But you pop up with something that's known to be comfortable or sturdy or reliable, even if it's not cool, it could sell on Poshmark like that. It just depends on how many followers you have and how seen you are, which once again gets into how Poshmark is a little bit like Facebook. It takes a lot of socializing and working and making friends and being in cliques and things like that. So that's Poshmark. Okay, Vented. Real quick, this is getting longer than I thought. Vented is like Mercari, where you get to pick small package, medium package, large package by price, and they pre-print a label for you, but it's first class, not priority mail. Once again, gotta have your own shipping supplies. Inside, you can use free priority mail to pad it a little bit, but on the outside, it's gotta be first class. The buyer always pays shipping, so you don't have to take shipping off in your brain, just like Poshmark. Because the buyer's paying for it. You just got to figure out what to tell the buyer if it's a small, medium, large package. Vented is, the coolest thing about Vented is there's no selling fees.